How are y'all doing today or tonight? For me, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, Thursday. I figured I would do this chit chat real quick, and probably won't be posted till Friday because that's when I put out my chit chats. I figured Friday would be a good opportunity to put them out, and it's something to watch over the weekend. So that's why I'm doing it today. There's a few things I wanted to say. I do have a tag. Let me get started here. I do have a tag to do. I can't find the tag that I started off last week, so I'm hoping to find it again because it had a lot of good questions in it. I really liked it. So I found another, and I hope it's just as good as the last one was. So I have it up on my iPad. But there was something I was going to talk about first, and I can't remember it, and that's my crappy memory I have to deal with. I don't know if some of y'all know, but I suffer from severe anxiety, depression, and I call it severe. This is a little personal information, but maybe it's pertinent to some of the things I might say in live chat or have going on in my life struggles, even today. But I said I suffer from severe anxiety and depression. I've been inpatient 7 times since my daughter died 6 years ago. And because of the severe anxiety and depression, the inpatient treatment wasn't working for me. I still had a lot of feelings about being with my daughter, and for a long time that's where I wanted to be. Because of the inpatient therapy not working, I actually went through electric shock treatment. And I had about 8 of those, and after I had those, I didn't go inpatient anymore because it seemed to help. The first 2 years after I had them done, I don't remember much. It really screwed up my memory to where I lost just about I did lose all my current memories at that time. It just wiped my brain out, and now to this day, I still have problems with it. But if somebody brings something up to me, there's times where I will remember, but it's like the next day if somebody asks me about it, I have no idea what they're talking about. So that's how bad it was the first couple of years. And now I don't. It's definitely better from what it was in the first 2 years, but I still have problems connecting my life to some of the stories that the kids tell or my husband tell. So some of these things I might be doing in these chats, I might have a tendency to repeat myself. And so I'm hoping that what I just explained will help you understand why I might be repeating something. And, I apologize for that. But it's just something in my life now I can't help. Would I do them again? Absolutely not. It messed up too much. Well, I say that. There's downsides and upsides to each one because I did lose my memory, but at the same time, it helped me heal. Between that and severe counseling 3 times a week, it did get me out of the severe part of it to where I no longer went to her grave and laid down on it just to be there with her. But I'm a lot better now. My counseling, I had a big breakthrough last year, and so I'm not even having to go to a counselor right now, which is wonderful. I'm still on psych medications, but it's being controlled with psych medications, so I'm happy about that. I have got cotton mouth. I'm going to get me a lemon drop. One, it's in my bottom drawer of my desk, and I'm like pushed all the way up on my desk trying to dip in this bag. Oh, there it is. This desk has 2 drawers on the right side, and in order to get this set up, I'm actually straddling the 2 desk drawers, and so that's how I was digging through to get that lemon drop. You get a drink here. The medications I take make my mouth dry. Ooh, sour. Out. Ooh, sour. Oh my God. Yeah, it's get some juices flowing in my mouth, definitely. Yeah, that can make my mouth dry out. So enough of the heavy. I just wanted to do a little explaining why I might be repeating myself in these lives, so for these chit chats. So please forgive me. I hope you understand. So let's get on to the fun part. I got something to show y'all if I can find it now. I wanted to show you my angel girl. Oh, that was almost a mistake. I put it on my canvas. This is my baby girl when she was 5 years old. Like I said, her name was Casey. And this is one of the better photos I have with her smiling. She was smiling all the time, but, didn't always have a camera. But we do have loads and loads of pictures of her. We have more pictures of her than we had the other kid. But that's my girl. It's my angel baby. Her name was Casey Lynn. And she weighed 5 pounds, 8 ounces. She was, they delivered her 3 weeks early because I developed preeclampsia. And if y'all don't know what that is, it's severe high blood pressure to where it cuts off the oxygen to the baby. And they couldn't control it with medication. So they had to induce my labor 3 weeks early. So that's one of the reasons she's smaller. My other 2 babies were over 8 pounds. So it was kind of a shock to have a less than a 6-pound baby. But that's her. I'm so proud of her. She's beautiful. And she will always be in my heart. So that's that. Oops, sorry, hit the camera. Trying to get up here to do some diamond painting now. What has happened this week? Well, between me and my mom, we had doctor's appointments, which suck. I babysit my grandbabies. That's every Monday through Thursday from around 5 o'clock to 5:30, and then Mom picks them up a little after 11. She's only got 5 weeks of school left. Thank God. She's going to school for medical, a nurse medical assistant. So if y'all don't know what that is, it's not a CNA that like works in a nursing home or anything like that. The nursing assistant actually helps the nurse. They make calls to confirm appointments. They schedule appointments when patients call in. She gets stuff ready for the nurse for the rooms. And if the doctor needs something, he'll call her in if it's something within her needs. If not, then they have to call in the nurse. But I think it'll be a nice job. And her income is definitely going to improve. I'm so proud of her. She's 25, so she's picked a good time to go back to school. She's still young enough to be able to handle school real well, and young enough to where she'll be taken care of financially because, as you know, working in a doctor's office, you have access to a doctor even with your insurance. She told me that most places won't charge my insurance or charge her insurance, that they pretty much take care of her. She's got a cold, sinus infection, something's in that means. She didn't specialize in anything particular yet. That's going to be the last week of her schooling that she has to make up her mind on what she wants to do so she can do her internship at the doctor that specializes in that field of work. She knows she doesn't want to go into gynecology, which I don't blame her. We don't like going, so why would she want to work there? She's not interested in, like I can't remember the name of the doctor, but the ear, nose, throat specialist. She's leaning towards pediatrics and general. She has the 2 babies, so she likes the idea of having a doctor there to talk to, if the kids are having problems or something like that. If she needs to leave work because of a kid being sick at daycare or something, all she has to do is take them to the doctor, and if he feels that they're sick to the point, they'll let her off work and give her a note to the daycare that he's fine. There's no reason why he can't be in daycare, and she can take him back, or if it's something like stomach issues like diarrhea, then they normally let the nurse's assistants go, because something like a bellyache, they can't go back to daycare unless they're free of that for 48 hours, I believe. It's not 4 days, it's 3 days. They have to go free for 3 days unless they get a doctor's note. So that'd be nice. And it's not just pediatrics, it's with her issues too. If she has issues, her working there, she might not want to see the doctor there and make it that personal. But at least, he can do the diagnosis or she can do the diagnosis and say, hey, yeah, you need to go to the doctor, or he might take care of it. So she's really excited about having them kind of perks, would you say? But yeah, doctor's offices and stuff like that have the best insurance in town. You can't beat what they have to offer. So I babysitted them. The other day, I had some dry erase markers. It was something I was trying out with my diamond painting. I had bought some of the dry erase papers, and I was cutting them in little squares to put on my craft note boxes and use the dry erase marker. See, I think it's a good idea, and I think it's still a good idea, and so I'm going to work on it. But the dry erase markers were the big ones, so I couldn't get the print small enough to, it was real cloudy. Couldn't get a good, picture of the numbers, and especially putting the DMC code and the number on the legend on there. So I'm thinking if I get the smaller dry erase markers, that would work out fine or really good. And that way you can, put in your diamonds for that painting. And when you get done, all you have to do is erase it. And then you're ready to go for the next painting. See, ain't that a good idea? I believe it's a good idea. So I'm going to get some dry erase markers. I'm going to try that. And then I'm going to do a video of it. I've got a lot of storage, different storage things too. So I was wanting to do a video of it too. But I think I wanted to get 2 or 3 more of the storage containers that I don't have, but they're on the expensive side. So I didn't know if I wanted to invest in it and it not be something I like. Everybody else that done the one that I'm thinking about has liked it. So I'm just, worried about spending that money and not liking it and not using it. But it's something I always can use for a giveaway on my channel. Back to the story about the dry erase markers. I got sidetracked there. Sorry about that. But I had them on my coffee table that's next to my chair, and that's where I was doing it, in my chair. And they're bad about sneaking them, but normally I catch them right after they get them, or while they're getting them, I'll see them, and I'll get it from them, and I'll put it back on my table, but I try to put it closer to me so they can't get a hold of it. Well, I turned my head for a minute. I started watching TV. I was watching TV, just keeping an eye on them. And the oldest one, I looked up and he was going like this on my bedroom door. And he goes, Nana, look, coloring. And I'm like, yeah, you're coloring. You better bring that to me now. He didn't want to bring it to me, so I had to get up and take it away from him. And when I got up, he had that red dry erase marker on his face. So I get a baby wipe and I clean off his face. And then he goes, look, Nana. showed me his hands, and both of them were just covered in the red markers. And I'm just so thankful that they were dry erase markers, that it come off easy. So I got him cleaned up. And then the little one come up to me, and he talks, but he don't talk a lot, and he's still in that gibberish stage, so can't really understand him. But he had a mark underneath his eye of this red dry erase marker. He had it up his arms, so I don't know if he got it first and did it and brother took it away, or if brother did it to him. So that was so hilarious. I had to go get pictures of it. I took a picture of the oldest one before I cleaned him up, but to me it was funny. What else did they do? Me and my mom had done a takeout because my daughter said that she was going to bring them that canned spaghetti and meatballs. She'll do that every now and then just so we can eat out and not have to pay for an extra meal, because them being small, they can, share a meal. But anyway, she was doing that, so we brought in our dinner, and I have a little a baby table with chairs. So I set it up. I got their drinks and set them down to eat. And while I was eating, they were eating. And they looked up at me, and they had that smeared all over their face. It was in my carpet that table, and I'm like, it's so frustrated. The marker thing was cute. The spaghetti and meatballs would have been cute if I didn't have to clean it up. It was awful. Awful. I think that's the only thing exciting that's happened to me. I know it's not a lot, but hey, it's my life. That's what I do. I take care of babies, and I take care of my mom, so. And some days it might not seem like it, but for most of the time I enjoy all of it. I like being around my mother. I like being with my grandbabies. But I'm ready for Mama to be out of school. Nana's tired. I want it to be where Nana gets to get them and then take them home when she gets done with them. Or come over, say, they're getting into this, get your kids. I laughed and missed my diamond. How many of y'all sit here? I have to get my stuck to my paper. How many of y'all do this? It's like, if you're using a 3-placer, and that's the only one I use because I've tried the others and I'm not very, I can't get the lines straight, and I find myself straightening them up more than anything, so I don't see them saving me time. And that's what the 3-placers are there for, to, kind of speed up your painting. But I'll come through here and I'll line up 3. If I don't have a lot, I'll sit here and line them up and get a lot of 3s lined up. I don't need my bigger boat right now, so I'm not using it. I'll sit here and I'll line up a lot of 3-placers, or a lot of 3 diamonds, rows, and then when I get done with that, and if I have any singles, I'll sit here and look, stab that diamond, and then I'll look to stay away from my 3 diamonds, because I hate it when I don't look and then I take one out of my 3 pile. How many of y'all make 3 pile? I'd like to know. See if I'm the only one that does that. Well, I think it's a good idea, especially with this little one, which I put too many diamonds in, so it's harder for me to get the 3 lines when I shake it down. But yeah, tell me, how many does the 3 lines? Or if I'm the only dork that does it. No, I'm not going to say dork. I would say dork if I knew nobody else did it. That way it made me the dork. Well, see, you're going to do that, and I think, why am I doing this? This is supposed to speed it up, but I can't help it. It's like my OCD kicks in, and it's like, you gotta do this. And it's screaming at me, you gotta do this. Then it comes a ghostly whisper, you gotta do this. So after I get that voice, it's telling me I need to do this. So I don't let the voices come back. Okay, where are we at time-wise? Okay, sorry about my face there. It's 4 o'clock in the morning and I haven't brushed my hair or anything. Actually, it's 4:26 now. Let's go ahead and get started on this tag. On a stressful day, am I having a cold drink or a warm beverage? Cold day, I would say a warm beverage now. When I was in my younger years, I would say a cold beverage because I like my beer. I don't drink now. A lot of that has to do with my mental health issues and not being able to drink on my medication, so I have to really watch what I do there. I can have a glass of wine, but we're talking a glass of wine every 3 or 4 months. I can't really drink it, and I have to not take one of my medications if I do drink the wine. So that's me. I would drink coffee with I will drink coffee with a little my creamer. I'm a big creamer person. I like the taste that it adds to the coffee. But I'll drink that. Sometimes I'll mix the cocoa in with the coffee. That way you're getting that mocha taste. If you don't have, like say me, I run out before I can get back to the grocery store. I'll take one of them packets and open it up, and then I have the mocha coffee. Okay, next question. Well, it just said, am I a coffee person or a tea person? Coffee, of course. Every now and then I will have a glass of sweet tea, but that's normally if we go out to eat. I don't really make it here at the house. My mom will get up and make some every now and then because I don't fix it. She fixes it good. I can't fix tea like my mother. I mean, she goes through and times everything, and like, gee, all that problem for tea? When I used to make it, I'd boil the water and throw the tea in there, and just when I got ready for it, I'd go pour it in the container and add sugar to it. That's me. But she times things, and she does it. She won't even boil or she won't even put hot water in her pot to start the process. She has to have cold water, and it's got to warm up from cold. Tell me how that improves tea. I don't know, but she makes excellent tea. But I am a coffee drinker. Am I a glass half full or a glass half empty kind of girl? For most of my life, I have to say I've been a half glass empty. That's not sound all. I was popular in high school. I did all the activities, cheerlead, any sport, I did it. So I was a pretty popular person, but I had that needing to fit in, and I fit in, but it was my self-conscious telling me, I can't do that, or I'm not good at it, and so it kind of put me in a glass half empty category, I feel. And my good kisser say yes. That's exactly how it's worded. So I'll say yes. I don't have too many people tell me I kiss good, but do you ask everybody you kiss whether or not you kiss good? Am I a jealous person? I am not. I was maybe in high school with a couple girls that got went out with one guy there, just the one guy, and I was so jealous of her because I wanted to go out with him, so I had to wait for them to break up before I could go out with them, and we dated for a long time. We dated for a full school year, and then over the summer I got pregnant, and so he didn't say much to me after that. Didn't want anything to do with me. So that's sad. But my husband, he adopted her when we got together, and she was only 4 years old when we got married, and she became his dad. He adopted her, gave her his last name, and that's been his daddy, and he's the best man in the world to me for doing that for my kids, or my daughter anyway. So where did that go? Oh, jealous. So I haven't really been jealous since. It's just wanting to go out with that one guy, and boy, did he turn into be a joke. Okay, am I a light sleeper? I am a super light sleeper. I laid down to go to sleep about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was up at 4:15. Any kind of noise, whether it's my next door neighbor or certain days, the trash man comes every Friday morning at like 4 o'clock in the morning. So that woke me up this morning. Sometimes if I don't time my mother out good enough, she'll wake up in the night too, and I have to go check on her and see what she needs. But most of the time, she's not needing anything. She's got sleep apnea, so she's in that machine. It's hard for her to turn over. So we normally go in there and turn her before. I mean, she can turn herself if she didn't have that mask on, but you got tubes and everything else, so it makes it a little harder for her. So, yes, I'm a light sleeper. Am I a morning or evening person? I'd say I was a morning person because I don't have to deal with anybody when you're awake at 4 o'clock in the morning. I like my evenings. I don't enjoy them too much. Like I said, I'm tired out of watching them babies. I love them, but they just take the everything out of me. But because of my not sleep apnea, my insomnia that I have, keeps me a morning person. Okay, next one. Am I a mountain or beach girl? I'm actually a mountain girl. Since I've only been to the ocean 3 times in my life, I haven't really been there much. I've enjoyed the ocean, but I don't think I've been there long enough to make a decision on whether or not I like it better than a mountain. Because during my middle years, I had gone to a small school in eastern Oklahoma, a few miles from Antlers, Oklahoma, which y'all don't know what I'm talking about unless you're from Oklahoma and know the eastern part of it. But we lived in a valley between 2 mountains, and we had friends that lived up on the mountain. You know, I dated their son, and I dated him up until the time we moved. So it was 3 years, and I was young. I was like 11 years old. So, and we dated until I moved, which put it at 16. I know you say, well, why would your mom and dad let you date? It's dating at that age. If we went anywhere, my brother went with us. If we went fishing, my brother went with us. We were never allowed to be alone. So, you know, I call it dating, but I think it was more of a good friend. I call him my boyfriend. He died about a year ago, so I was sad about that. But anyway, the mountain. We used to, there these big culverts, which I don't know if y'all know, they're dugout hose from the dirt from when it rains and it puts a little hole in the ground. We would clear them out of trees and everything, and we'd sit there and we would smoke Yankee Dimes. And you say, what is Yankee Dimes? Yankee Dimes is a grapevine. Why Yankee Dimes come up in it, I have no idea. I guess it's just being a country girl. Called it Yankee Dimes. You say, how did 12-year-old get a hold of a lighter? Well, my uncle was a heavy drinker. When he drank heavy. And we would steal his lighter because if he woke up and it was gone, he just assumed he lost it. I mean, he had boxes of lighters at his house, and I don't know why we didn't get them from the package. We just took them off his table next to his chair. It'd be so funny waking him up or him waking up and, where's my lighter? And we would all be giggling. But To me, that was funny. We one time, I know I'm getting off the questions most of the time, but it brings up funny stories to tell. But him and my dad had went out and they had worked pretty hard that day. And I say they worked hard. They were cutting down pine trees and loading them up, and they would take them in and get money on them. So they did that for years, and it was mainly on my uncle's property that they cut them off. They would cut them, and we would go through and we would plant new ones close to that tree. So that way he was having trees growing every year from the ones that he had cut down. So it was cheap to do. The trees didn't cost a whole lot. But anyway, off the subject again. My dad and him, after work one day, stopped and got him something to drink. And they sit there at my uncle's house and actually got drunk, and they passed out. And they were passed out hard and heavy. So we took this red fingernail polish. We painted their toenails and their fingernails. And when they woke up, we got chased. We had to run out of the house. Half of us climbed up a tree because we knew they weren't going to be able to get up that tree. So once they sobered up, we could come down that tree. Oh, Lord. What's a neat one? Am I a neat freak, or do I tend to leave socks on the floor? I don't leave my socks on the floor, but I'm not so much a clean person. It's not trashy dirty. It would be okay if you were having guests over, with, some things laying around. Wasn't bad, but I'm not one that goes through and cleans up just because I have company coming. But it's not bad. I'm just not a real big neat freak. Okay, I got to change the numbers here. And I don't write my GMC codes on here unless I'm looking at this upside down. But if they have numbers on it, I'll just put the numbers. And the only diamonds, if I save them, are the Diamond Art Club. And that's only if they're the real good ones that are rounded. Even with Diamond Art Club, there's some diamonds that you get that are flat, especially like 310s. But for the most part, most of them are really round and puffy. But, my tag cut off. Where'd it go? We'll pull it back up. Can't get these out. Oh, crap. I dropped it. I have a hard time getting these diamonds out of this thing. They seem to want to stick them in a container. And I've tried rubbing it with a dryer sheet and put a dryer sheet in with the diamonds, and if it doesn't come out into my tray, I'll get a real little bitty piece of dryer sheet and put put in the actual tray itself with the diamonds, and I still have a problem getting them out of this, and it's got the funnel. I have a hard time getting them out, and I've tried the ones that don't have a funnel. That doesn't work. I've tried the bigger trays. I do use my bigger trays, especially working on something this big where there's a lot of confetti. I've tried the one with the funnel. I've tried one without the funnel. See, right now I'm playing with it a little bit, so that might be one of the reasons, but my hands are dry. I don't have anything on them. So, anybody else had that problem? Leave a comment below and tell me if you have that problem of it, because it seems like all the YouTubers I watch just dump and they go in. So, trying to figure out which one I have more color of. I think it's yes, I'm gonna say it. It's an up down S. Even though S's would be the same whether it's upside down or not. Just like your A's, but it's upside down. So I would say an up down S. And I guess I can't find it. Going too fast. Well, I'm looking for an upside down S and it being so R S T U V W X G. That's number 18. I think we're about done. You know, the tag's gone. I know we were at 20 minutes. I don't want to show my face again and look at the timer. Let me see if I can get around here without showing my face. I don't want to show my face. It doesn't matter because I think I'm done here. So, hey, if I've asked you to leave a comment, please comment below on whether or not you do it. If you have this problem, you know, what you think a resolution would be for that problem. Or just a simple comment. Please comment below and I'll get back to any question that's being asked. I read every comment, so I'm there to answer any concerns, any problems you might have that I know the answer to. So please leave a comment if you have something that you want to ask or say. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If not, don't really care. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit that notification bell to where you can get future notifications of more videos to come. I have done my chit chats every Friday now for 3 weeks since Miss Coffee put out the challenge for our creators here to put out more whipping chats because we had so many people going live and it was taking up so much of our time. So now we can watch whips as we diamond paint and it's not taking any time away from us. So hit that notification, get notice of future videos, and you'll have, I want to say good morning. So good morning or good night or good noon. Whatever time it is in your time zone. You'll have a good day and see you in the next video. Bye.